Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Mr. Fix-It channel. Today I got my Polaris 400L in the shop and I'm going to show you guys how to change the indicator bulbs. Stay tuned.
I was sitting out there in the shed one evening, not doing too much of nothing, just kind of staring at the wall. And
Alright, these indicator bulbs in here in the dash are kind of hard to get to. You got to take quite a bit apart. So I'm going to take the seat off, we got to take this cowling off, and we got to take this front plastic off that houses the headlight. So I'm going to start by taking the seat off, taking these side covers and this cowling off. So to get these side covers off, there's just a couple screws, one on each side. You can pull these right off. Now to get this cowling off, there's two more screws. So we can remove these two screws. I always like to pull my ignition key out. You have to take the gas cap off. Up here on the front of the machine, there's a little slot head screw here. Just give this a quarter turn. You can pop this cover off. And inside here, you got to reach under and push these little tabs out to release this cowling. And then you can just lift up on this and slide it back. And that'll remove that. I'm going to go ahead and put my gas cap back on here so that nothing gets down inside the tank. Alright, now to remove this, there is two 3/8 bolts. There's one here and one on the other side. And there's these two Torx head screws that are T25 and then one on each side. So go ahead and remove these four fasteners. Alright, got to remove the oil tank cap, but if you have a 4-stroke then you won't have this to remove. Now you can lift this up, but the headlight's still connected, so you got to lift this up slightly and reach in and unplug the headlight. Go ahead and replace this cap so nothing goes in the oil tank. Alright, next we got to remove the threaded ring that hold on both the ignition and the choke, and sometimes these can be seized on here and you may have to break them and replace them to get them off. I've seen that before, but usually it's just a simple little twist to get these off. You notice I pulled the choke all the way open. That allows me to get that ring off of there. I'm going to go ahead and pull the choke through a little bit. That'll give me the access I need behind this. Alright, here is the tricky part. On the back side of this, there's a screw on the top and bottom. You can barely see it right there. See if I can get a close-up of it. There's one on the other side as well. And the tricky part is you can't pull this out any further than this because the wiring's holding it back. And you don't want to pull too hard because you may break something. So you got to get a tiny little short screwdriver in there and you got to undo those two screws. So this is my tiny little screwdriver that I use for this. It's a number 2 Phillips. And this will allow me into that tight space. You can kind of wiggle these wires a little bit to get you a little bit more room back in here. But like I said, don't pull on this real hard. These wires have spade connectors on them. You can unplug these and go ahead and pull this all the way off, but it's kind of complicated on knowing where they go back unless you got them marked, or you memorize the colors, or you go through a wiring diagram. So you can unplug these and pull this all the way off the machine, but like I said, that can get complicated. So I'm going to take my little screwdriver here and undo this top screw. And sometimes undoing this top screw is all you need to do. You don't have to take the bottom screw out. Sometimes, if it's got enough wiggle room, you can just do this one top screw. And try not to drop it down in there and lose it. So there's the screw, and on mine I can just clear that bottom screw and get this off. And there you can see the 2 screw locations. I was able to rock that light fixture out without removing that bottom screw. And then here's these little bulbs. Mine's actually quite dirty. Need to kind of clean in here. But these bulbs can be quite stuck in here. And the only way to get them out is to kind of grab them with a pair of pliers or something. And they're very slippery because they're glass. But they do just pull straight out. So metal pliers is a bad thing here because you can just break the bulb. And if you're replacing it because it's bad, you'd think breaking it wouldn't be a big deal, but once you've broken it, the rest of the bulb is still stuck down in there. So I've had a lot of trouble getting these bulbs out, but typically you can just kind of wiggle to get these out. And there's your little bulb. Now you're not going to find these bulbs at a hardware store or an auto parts store. These are kind of special. You can, however, find these on Amazon and on eBay. I'm trying to get a shot of that number. But that's how you get to these bulbs. So when you install the bulb, you have a metal plate on the top and a metal plate on the bottom. You want to locate these metal plates vertically. As in, you wouldn't want to put this in with the metal plates on the sides, because then it wouldn't make contact. So make sure the metal contact plates are up and down, and then reinstall your bulb, push it into its seats, and that's all there is to it. Now to get this back together, you got to take the light fixture and hook it on that screw, or if you had to remove both screws, there's these 2 plastic tabs on this, one on each side, that hook on either side of this light fixture. So since I only took out 1 screw, I got to try to set this. Now I apologize if my hands are kind of in the way here, but this is a very small area to work. So I'm just going to grab it like this, and I got to hook it onto that screw and snap it into those clips. Like so. Once you hear the clicks, you're there. And this is the part where you're going to drop this screw down in the machine, and you're going to spend an hour looking for it. So be very careful when you try to thread this screw in here. And it's another thing that makes this tricky is that this little captive washer on here spins, so you can't just grab a hold of that to screw it into the plastic. So do the best you can here and try not to drop this tiny little screw. If you're struggling with this a lot, you can remove the handlebars it's going to gain you just a little bit more access. And I know you guys can't see what I'm doing, and I apologize for that, but I'm just going to try to get this screw started back in that hole. Alright, got the screw started. I'm going to reach in here with my little screwdriver and tighten that down. And the whole time I'm trying to hold that light fixture into the cover so that it doesn't pop back out. This is very fiddly. Alright, screws tight. And that's pretty much the end of your pain and suffering. And the rest of this just kind of goes back together. I'm tucking that choke lever back through the hole. Setting this bezel back into place. Ignition. Alright, now you can feed your choke back through. And the ignition switch. Don't over tighten these, just get them snug. Alright, now we can put this cover back on. If there's a bunch of dirt in here, clean this off before you put it on because you'll just knock dirt right into your oil tank. Kind of slip this in at a bit of an angle. And when you get to this point, plug in your headlight. And you can set this into place. Then put your oil cap back on. And then you can replace the 2 3/8 hex head screws. Don't tighten those up just yet. Now we need to put in the 2 Torx head screws up here. And we'll get those tight and then we'll come back and tighten those. That way everything's aligned and these screw holes will be aligned. Alright, when you install these screws, it's holding down plastic, and these machines are getting old, and it's quite possible that these have been taken off and put back in many times. And when you put these screws in, you want to get them tight, but you don't want to over tighten them because it will break this plastic. So tighten that down, get it tight, but don't wrench down on it too hard because it'll just start breaking that plastic, and you don't want that. And now we can tighten these down. And now we can put the cowling back on. Be careful you don't snag any of these wires in here when you're installing this. Okay, so on the ends of this, can you see that? No, you can't. Alright, so this cover has these two little tabs right there. They latch into a slot down in there. So you gotta set this down in and push down and in to lock that tab in. There it is. And you can put this cover back on. It's a tricky little thing. Sometimes you can get it lined right up first time, and other times you gotta struggle with it. You want to make sure the thing's locked in good, because it'll just fall off of there and you'll lose it out in the woods somewhere. There you go. Now we can put these two Phillips screws back in. And again, these are holding plastic down, so you get them tight, but don't wrench down on them too hard. And you don't want them so loose that they're just going to fall out, but you don't want to crush that plastic. So these tabs here go into these slots. Mine's broke off, but there's should be a little tab sticking down that grabs hold of the frame. So you just kind of slip this up in here, put that over the frame, and then put your screw in there. And again, here's this tab that hooks over the frame. And the final screw. Then toss the key back in now and throw the seat on. So it's not a real bad job, it's just a little tricky in a couple spots, but I mean, even with me filming this and explaining what I was doing, it didn't take much more than 30 minutes to get in there and swap a bulb out. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing and don't be afraid to fix it. Thanks for watching.